I'm trying to do is say I love you. Ooh, 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 and all the things that you do. Ooh, ooh.
What it do, boos? Welcome back to my channel for a brand new kind of video today. So I had this idea last night about doing a new kind of special on my channel where I do story times about true events that have happened in my life and portraying the events with The Sims. If it's something you're into, let me know in the comments down below. Anyways, today I want to talk to you about the time I was accused of bomb threatening my school, which, by the way, I just want to make clear I did not do. So I'll start this story off by saying I was going to a very small charter school in Minneapolis at the time of the story. I was in 8th grade, but it was my first year at this school because I was getting bullied at my old school. The summer before 8th grade, I begged my mom to let me go to another school, and my mom said I either had to go to the school I was currently at or I had to go to this charter school, which had uniforms. The hours were from sun up to sundown in the winter, and it was just super strict. It worked out for her though, because we would be getting home so late from school that she would actually be home from work in time to actually watch us. And when she offered this school, honestly, it sounded better to me than staying at my old school and getting beat up one more time. I regretted the hell out of this decision after a while though. So this school was tiny. I'm talking 20 kids per grade, and it was only a 5th through 8th grade school. I was a pretty social kid like most 8th grade girls are. I just wanted friends. That year, we had a new history teacher. Before long though, her photo was involved in some sort of scandal on MySpace. Oh yeah, this was the day of MySpace, the 07-08 school year. Someone took one of the history teacher's pictures and made up messages of her talking to an 8th grade boy from our school, but nobody believed that it was true. They all figured that the boy made it up and everyone moved on right away. But not even a week later, I went to school as usual, and suddenly I get called into the office to talk to my principal, Mr. Cooper. Everyone,
Ooh, you're in trouble.
Me as I picked up my backpack to proceed the walk of shame to the office, even though I didn't even know what I was getting called in for. Mr. Cooper, man, he was a character. He was the meanest educator I've ever seen in my life. He was so nasty to his students, and when parents would come with their kids to get a tour of the school, he used such a soft fake voice to talk to them. All the while, my friends and I would make eye contact with the kids and mouth, "Get out while you still have the chance," to them. Mr. Cooper once put me on blast in front of my entire school at lunch over me wearing leg warmers. Like I said, not many kids attended this school, so everyone all ate lunch at one time. My uniform pants were in the laundry, so I had to wear my uniform skirt, but it was also dead winter, so I put leg warmers on for extra warmth. In the middle of lunch, he grabbed me by my arm to drag me to the center of the lunchroom, called over all of the teachers, pointed to my leg warmers and said,
"This is unacceptable. Is this unacceptable?"
All the teachers, and they were all too scared of him to disagree, so I ended up having to take my leg warmers off in front of the whole school, quite literally. Silly me, I thought it would be fine because it covered more of my minor body than the uniform called for. Anyways, back to the story. I walked into Mr. Cooper's office. This was after the whole leg warmer fiasco, mind you, so he already didn't like me very much. And I'm 24 years old now, so I don't know exactly what he said word for word, but he did try to make me guess why I was called in. I had no idea though. He sat there for a second in disbelief that I didn't know why I was in trouble or if I really was in trouble at all. Then he had me walk behind his desk so that he could show me what was on his computer. It was a MySpace page with one of my pictures on it that I had posted on my own MySpace page weeks earlier. It was bare, freshly made, nothing else on it except for one status update which just said, "Minneapolis Academy better watch out on Monday because I'm gonna blow it up." I got really clammy and queasy. Nobody had ever stolen my pictures before, and the first time someone did this was specifically to get me in trouble. Mr. Cooper grilled me about why in the world would I do this, but I said over and over again that I would never actually write that. I even tried to show him my actual profile, but my picture was on this profile, so he was just convinced that it was actually me. He made me sit in the office to wait for my mom to come so he could actually talk to her about it. Mom was a young, single mother trying to work to raise 3 kids on her own, so she rarely had time to actually go in for parent-teacher conferences. So when he told her that he was trying to press charges against me for this, she came in furious. And I mean absolutely fuming. I have never seen my mom scold another authority figure in front of me so heavily before. I distinctly remember her telling him how stupid he must be to think that someone would plaster their own face on an obviously new profile to threaten a heinous crime for the whole world to see. I mean, she was just letting him absolutely have it. I started crying though because I had no idea she would ever actually do something so nice for me after the stressful year that we were all having. She took me home with her early that day, but that didn't stop Mr. Cooper from calling the police the next day to interview everyone in my grade about the bomb threat. I was saved for last, of course. I answered every question honestly. Their last question was,
Do you have anything to do with this threat?
I said no, and they both looked at me in the eye dead silently for a good 10 seconds before letting me go. Turns out they tracked the IP address of the computer used to write that post and found out it was some boy from my grade who also ended up being the one who made the false MySpace account accusing our history teacher of hitting on him. He stopped showing up to school after that. I heard he moved away to California, but honestly, I really don't know what happened to him. And I never understood why he targeted me of all people to blame for a stupid hoax bomb threat. My peers believed me through the whole thing though, so I'm really thankful for that. That's my story. I hope you enjoyed this new kind of video. Let me know if you enjoyed it in the comments down below. Would you be interested in hearing some more true stories from my past? Because believe me, I've got a buttload of them, and I really mean that. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Bye, loves!
Been head first down to the ocean floor. Your dark brown eyes reflect fireflies, living bright.